So we talk about this iterative DFS. I think it just before anything, we just start establishing everything per se. And for today's the character, it's a lot of trees, and yeah, this is the main branch, and it falls under the category of being, as the title suggests, iterative DFS. I still have not come to terms with this, but it's cool. For conditions, it affects the character that's casting this spell, and there's no legal code question for this specific. If not, there's gonna be some rulebooks per se. And obviously we're gonna come in to do the playout series to actually learn more about the spell, the passive spell, what not have you in this episode. Cool. So in this episode, they did talk a lot about this post order, which I find to be the difficult. So they are the reason I chose this, because it's the most difficult segments of all the segments, and I find that it's gonna like create some sort of like impact into our memory. So cool. So what's gonna happen is that it's playouts. Cool. So as you can see, a lot of items is actually occurring from the very get-go. So first up, I think first and foremost we go to the one. Cool. And obviously this is the first time that we visit, so this is force per se. So there's like a stack and a visit. Obviously we have not visited this one yet. This is the first time seeing this, so it's a force. If we see it twice, it's go through. Cool. So now we always go by the right side first before go to the left. So we go to the 3, the first time visiting. Cool. And then after go to the right, go to the left. 2, force. Cool. And now I'm stuck. What the? I don't know how it actually go to the 4 actually. I think you always go to the right. 3, 2. Why? And what number is this? What the hell number is this? Oh my god. It's weird. Like from my understanding is that how did it actually go to the 4 in the first place? So okay, imagine I go to a 4. But at some point I could go to 4, but I actually don't know how. I'm just going to go the easy way out per se in the big picture sort of view, because like this playout series is really difficult. It's really difficult, but it always have some form of sort of function that call itself, and then actually check a certain like rule book of saying that okay, the moment I reach this, I'm gonna activate this and this. I'm gonna do operation Z and Y, and then I go to the next one, z and y, z and y, then z and y. It's sort of like rinse and repeat throughout transverse the entirety nodes. That's how I actually feel for this operation per se. But for this specific, what actually goes on is that um, I go to the 1, cool, 2, cool. I think what it eventually wants to do is that it visit the left side and then go to the right side and then go back to the top value. So go to this value, go to the very leaf nodes and then pop it and then print. So the popping is operation z per se, printing it's like y. So you go to here, you will do the same thing, z and y operation, z and then y. Go to here and then go to the leaf, go operation z. So operation z per se, pop the value, z operation per se, y operations, and then the final output z operation, y operation. That's my the gist of like this whole entirety scope of like studies, that what they are actually trying to introduce to us. And obviously I'm seeing this like the way they move, most of the times it's the spell it actually does cast is smart maneuver, and it's maneuver around the map based on conditions. That's how I view it. And for most of the items in trees per se, most of the time they cast these spells, and when you cast these spells you always am able to actually fight against the brute force item. Let's say that, oh, I'm going to travel towards here, so I just gonna go every single item per se, maybe say like this 4, 2, 1, and then 3, 5, and this is the brute force per se, or this operation W. But operation U is saying that I'm gonna go by left and then the right. And if, let's say, the lead code question, the rulebook is stating that I want you to go in order, go to the left and then the right, your operation U is going to fight against the operation W, beat it out of the waters per se. And to that, trees in general, it's going to beat away like brute force any time of the day. And that's how I actually am going to challenge against brute force in this way. Obviously, in this topic, I think that in the earlier series, they in the earlier series, I just feel that the explanation, I think the midway was like explaining the very general scheme of things, which is what I explained. And obviously we have like the hard part, which is this post order thing, make things super crazy. It's very hard to actually, but I just believe that once you actually understand on how the operations works, it's just sort of like a rinse and repeat kind of a thing, and you sort of gonna figure it out. First and foremost, there's this post order, which is really difficult. There's like a semi difficult, which is the pre-order one. Same thing, just that in a much different order per se. And then there's like the basic version, which is very intuitive. So they're just talking about check left and then check right. it's sort of like have the gist of post order as well, whereby it's sort of like just follow a system, but it's so much more intuitive in that sense. That's why they taught about the basics once before they move on to teach us about the pre and the post. I mean, yeah, like that was like, I think, the general gist, and I think that covers a lot of areas per se, and that I'm just very curious to actually find out how am I going to be able to actually learn about it, implement into legal questions, implement into the rule book per se, and actually form the whole entirety structure of like those items per se, and that I'm looking forward. You know what? Everything comes to an end.